Journey with me through seas unknown as we reveal the mysteries of the Ring of Bones.
Okay, we are recording. So we are without Hannah, and it's been probably more than a month since we last did this. Is that right? So, did you want me to do a recap for you, or were you guys happy to put in what you remember, or what do you fancy? Wow. Okay, sure. Well, having fought your way through or navigated your way through the Sea of Shards, you were able to discover a abandoned encampment to which Dwarful was able to locate a rather nice custom weapon, which I am still halfway through making, but I'll have a look in a minute to see how completed it is and whether it's wieldable, but it was the blade of, scimitar of the Gorgon. You have taken enough time to look at it to realize that it has the potential to turn an enemy to stone if they fail their DC. You descended your way down into the sandy depths of the tomb through a old mine shaft, and just as Duval was making his way down, he suddenly just got quickly ripped out while still attached to the rope, the line, and there was a great big crack and a thud, and lots of sand rained in on you, and the roof above was sealed. Upon your eyes slowly adjusting to the darkness, you were able to discern that there was heaps of cockroaches and scorpions and other nocturnal, night-dwelling kind of creatures and insects, all scurrying to get from under your feet, being a little bit gross, being a little bit on edge. The tomb is relatively quiet, but every now and again you'll hear a groan or a distant kind of scream. The second thing, the most noticeable and possibly equally disturbing, is that the atmosphere, or the whole area, has what's the right word for it? Globules of fresh blood that seem to just be floating and hovering randomly, animated in the air. And as you walk around, eventually you can't help but get kind of covered in it. And I think it was Rain had decided to prestidigitate yourselves clean. You came through the main foyer, and to your left was, I can start pinging some things on the map so we know where we're at. To the left here, where Amarth is currently standing next to Finn, the walls were broken down and it was somewhat disheveled. You initially went through to the right, and you came through to a burial chamber of a princess, and upon inspection, I think you just are able to notice that there was a very fine layer of glass that kind of jutted around the room. And whilst I think Finn avoided it the first time, you were unable to avoid it the second time. I believe you decided to do something like throw sand out in front of you. I think that was Dorful's idea from memory. To discern where the traps were, or maybe it was Wayne's. It was Wayne's decision. You currently find yourselves in a antechamber with a few, with a few sarcophaguses in it. You had noticed that the once you replace the lid on the sarcophagi, it would basically stop the traps from memory. And you've been able to find in the urns that have been lying around 3 minor health potions and a scroll of protection against good or evil. The Efreeti look, despite their size and their years and wealth of experience, they still seem to be very much on edge here, and it's very much their expressions are very much a reflection of the whole vibe in the tomb. The Baron has made his way down to the south, where he has found a cadaver, like a desiccated corpse, off to his, which is probably his left or here. And there seems to be an old book in his hand. Dorfel is just behind, and I believe that's, let's see, that's all I have there. You currently have, I think Dorfel was able to discover a trap blocking the door here in the center where I'm pinging. And looking through the thin glass, you're able to see the statue, quite a large statue of Wet-Wa-Wet. And it was quite easy to see these glowing, like small glowing orbs of varying colors on a small plinth or pedestal that kind of surround, sort of laying at his feet or standing at his feet. I think it was only Finn who took a little bit of damage from the trap. And yes, we currently find ourselves exploring this sort of the main ground level or top level of the tomb. I can share some of the images if you want. So what have we got here inside the, this is what, if you remember, this is what the blood sort of looked like, just floating around, if you can see that. And I believe you had just... so, yes, Baron, you are currently standing above the desiccated corpse of what looks like someone that would be dressed as an adventurer. The sort of leather armor is pretty humble, and they have a modest short sword by their side. They have a book that seems to be open. And yes, what would all of you like to do at this stage? Are there any questions, actually? Okay, roll me medicine, please. $24. Wow. Fantastic. 25. So, wow. Like, Dr. Samadi is definitely in the house tonight. You you check his pulse. You, I don't know, tap his knees to see if you could... You get the impression by the age of the body that it's perhaps anywhere between, obviously the humidity in there has preserved the body quite well. Or sorry, the arid atmosphere has preserved the body quite well, and also everything's a bit uneasy here. So magic's doing crazy things you would expect down here, what with the blood floating around. But using your medical knowledge, you can tell that he looks like he's been dead for maybe anywhere between 40 to 60 years. He's definitely been there for quite a while. And let's see, what did he die of? Yeah, with that medicine roll, nothing really stands out to you. Like, there's no obvious looking breakages or bone protrusions. His skeleton seems to be intact. And you're just about to sort of look away, and then it's the way he's sitting, kind of slumped in a corner, combined with the fact that you see two small puncture wounds, like very much dried out, like his raisin looking like skin, prune like skin. By his neck, you see two small, very closely packed puncture wounds. And being of a Yuan-Ti and having an affinity for snakes, you would guess that this gentleman succumbed to a snake bite. And so that's, so yes, do you usually suffer from a snake bite when you can't receive medical aid? I would say yes. So he did suffer, but it's quite a long while ago. That's right, you almost scoff. I would imagine you'd almost scoff at his mortality. Oh. Okay, so it's kind of obviously the ancient like oils and bodily fluids have sort of formed a sort of a minor crust to the book. So it actually takes a little bit for the mage hand to wrestle the book free from his skeletal fingers, and then a few fingers fall to the floor as you manage to prise the book free and bring it up to you. The page is open on this page, which I will share with you. He's kind of he didn't have Photoshop, by the way. I have Photoshop. He doesn't have Photoshop, so that's why the circles are so perfect. But he has sort of highlighted a small part of a list of glyphs that he's written down in his journal. And there's some sort of ramblings kind of next to it. And you can get the impression that he's taken some time to work out what some of the hieroglyphs say. To which I will read. So in bold, next to a specific part of the text, it says, the handmaidens protect Wetwawet's rod in their holy sanctum. It's the great undoing. And then in his own handwriting, small underneath, is like a small journal entry that says, after 5 years of studies, I have deciphered enough of the hieroglyphs to discern there might be a secret burial chamber in the necropolis that houses the remains of Wetwawet's handmaidens. It is my hypothesis that this is a chamber of great protective power, as well as mysterious treasures. And he hasn't written a name or signature. So in short, it alludes to perhaps a secret chamber of some kind within the necropolis, which holds some, perhaps you would guess, riches. Otherwise, why else would he be down here? So somewhat of an insight, perhaps more so into the function of the temple, of the tomb. What would you like to do? I get you to roll me an insight check, please. Given your knowledge of the master, given your knowledge of the master, you're able to roll with advantage. Very nice. Oh yeah, buddy. All right. Well, you just get a definitive moment of clarity, and it suddenly dawns on you that if the Baron had prized the book from the cadaver, then it's obviously been undisturbed for quite some time. You could really only speculate as to whether the master has any prior knowledge to this, but also you understand that the architecture of these kind of buildings or these kind of crypts also can be quite laden with traps, as well as they are sort of secret rooms and compartments, and I suppose finally you'd also have to wonder if the master has perhaps a larger plan or a greater scale plan in play that may not involve discovering or searching for traps and secrets. Yes, given that you've worked with him before, whilst he does revel in new knowledge, your time away, and given the brief conversations or encounters you've had with him and the direction he's taken now, it's quite easy to assume that perhaps he does have an ulterior motive for being in this or setting up camp in the necropolis. What was that, sorry? You could really only go off of what the Baron has been able to reveal to you, which is that it's described as some kind of rod of power. I can share the thing with you again. Actually, I wonder if Oh, you've saved it. Oh, cool. Actually, yeah. That's cool. That's cool. Let me. I can share it here, just in case anyone wants to read it. You also recall that the Raj Pasha Tafani had mentioned that sort of 4 years ago, a gentleman had passed through who was referring to himself as the Master. And from your interactions, you always remember that he did quite like to be called Master or the Master. And you never really, I don't think you ever really knew his name per se. In the interests of whether we did or didn't, it's very much magical. It's very much necrotic of the school of necromancy. As you're waiting there for 10 minutes, I'll get everyone to roll me a perception, please. Yeah, Dorful's got the line very tight. So maybe because everyone else is focused on the magic ritual, Dorful, even from where you are down by the corridor entrance, looking around, you can hear how do I describe almost like a chittering, or like occasionally like a disturbance, like the sound of perhaps bone tapping on like rock, as it were, or the slabs, as it were. With that roll, of course you can. Yeah, it's coming from the north. The north, so the up. I can ping it from up here. I would also say, as you do detect magic, does it give you the vision? Does it give you magical vision, or do you do detect magic on a specific area or item? Right. Okay. Whilst you don't really, hang on. Let's have a bit of a look. So as you've viewed or gazed upon the different schools of magic before, the whole area, the whole almost like atmosphere, the whole air itself is like got these swirling clouds of like necrotic magic that kind of seems to almost like condense and then dissipate again. I will get you to roll me a Rain. Can you roll me a perception, because this is the only way I can really do it. Yes. So whilst you conduct the ritual, you actually only detect the presence of necrotic magic. You get, as obviously like the likes of Amarth and Finn and Dorfar aren't so heavily invested in the ritual, you begin to see the two Efreeti are sort of shifting uncomfortably, and they sort of look at each other, and you see that they're both kind of uneasily, kind of not huddled, but almost formed like a military formation, like one beside each other, and they're watching you intently, and they seem to be getting very anxious and nervous. No, it would be Dorful, Amarth, and Finn. So, okay. Show me which way you're headed, and what's your walking formation, please. We can call him Cirky. Okay. Right. He can roll me a perception, please, with, I'd say, disadvantage. Yeah. He's an imp, is he? Or imp skin with skinned imp? Yeah. Yes. So as he sort of flaps, or I take it flaps, does it still flap? Or, as it oh yeah, flying snake. Yeah, cool. So as it flaps silently and invisibly down the corridor, it sees. I can reveal. It sees basically, and yeah. Yep, that's pretty much what it sees. So let me just, I've got two maps to move. It sees what looks like a broken and ramshackle kind of a room, very small, perhaps It would serve as or perhaps would have served as maybe a waiting room of some kind, or like an extension or a storeroom for the. This was a body preparation area, if you remember rightly. There was like gaps in the floor where the blood could drain away, and this could potentially be some kind of store room. Any kind of door has just been either demolished or knocked into the corner where this rubble is. But yeah, your Socks, wasn't his name Socks? Socks doesn't see anything. Mm-hmm. Okay. So it throws it, and from where it's currently situated, it takes obviously a few handfuls of the sand and casts it around, and there doesn't seem to be any kind of rebound for the sand, suggesting that there's no glass in this area. As you, so whereabouts are you looking? Sorry, just tell me, are you looking generally all around, or? Okay, I'll let the dice decide again on this one. Roll me a perception, please. The room seems to be clear. Roll me I'll have a perception, just because this is very much about this. Okay. Okay. Yeah, you can't move. Yeah, you're free to take point either side of the door. And so as Dorfel and Anna, all of you begin to sort of walk into the room, I think their confidence is strengthened somewhat, and one will come next to you. Let me reveal a bit more. Like that. And the other one still waits outside. Just as you're passing through, from above, from above you, you hear a voice that says, "Ah, brother, how nice of you to join us. And you've brought all your friends as sacrifice." And from the ceiling drops a figure, a semi-robed figure, but now, whereas you might have recognized her once as Masasir from the palace, she's dressed somewhat different. She still has a scorpion badge or brooch, as it were, on her cape, but now it's almost as though she's like shed the shackles of hiding what she once was, and before you stands a half human and almost imagine that she's like the top half looks normal and healthy, but as the clothes kind of mask her breast and her sort of chest area, it shows and reveals like her midriff. But as you stare closely, you see it's just a desiccated midriff. It's almost like an empty hole where there should be a stomach, there should be intestines. There's just a dried, sort of ancient, dusty-looking rib cage and spine, and then it sort of goes into these nice, very sort of elegant, still-looking silken those harem pants that they wear in these lands, and she leans over. She sort of steps forwards, and again, she says, "Brother, the master, our father, he's been waiting for us." He says, "You," what she says, your friends will choose to become sacrifice to Wepwawet in order to exact his plans." She's looking directly at Rain. Over Dorval's shoulder, she's staring directly at Rain. She chuckles and she says, "Father had to make sure that your inquisitive mind was perhaps imprisoned, and the only way he could think to do that was to lock you in the gem. He didn't want to, but you served your purpose for the while, and now you and your friends have a different purpose to serve. You will bring a new era, a new darkness to this world and many others." Okay. She laughs haughtily, and sort of finally she kind of clicks her fingers twice, and from the ceiling you begin to hear this sort of thumping and crunching sound. Although, as I'm about to ask you to roll all for initiative, hang on, which I need to just sort out, dust and rubble begin to kind of just fall down from above your head. She looks to all of you and she says, you might not have been able to save the Raj's wife, but you may still be in time to save their children. And she starts laughing. Out of the darkness above you, crawling down what appears to be a dark tunnel or like a flue, is the largest Tlinkali you've ever seen. And it lands kind of barely sort of crunching through this tunnel and sort of is hovering above her in a protective stance. I will crawl up the sheet. I will clear this. Confirm. And I will get you to roll initiative for me, please. Oh, okay. All right. I'll just give you power. Hang on. Yeah, I'll do that first. Controlled by Baron Samadi. There you go. Should have control now. And roll initiative. Oh shit! I bet that was Tlinkali. And now we've got 50 million characters to roll. Initiative roll. And then, oh, thanks, babes. So there's going to be a gurgling noise as Vanita very kindly tops up my red wine. How lovely is that? Okay, I think everyone's rolled. Thank you, my darling. So top of the turn is conveniently rain. What would you like to do? You don't know too much about her really, but she seems to not be clad in armor and has an aura of confidence about her, or perhaps an aura of necrophacilimic power about her. Carl. Okay. How are you all with close quarter fighting, eh? Back it up. Back it up. I'll give you a bit more on the map to see, although there really isn't. Oh. Yeah, I'm actually trying to delete that. Here you go. There we go. But there's all like turn orders in the way and lots of other things. There we go. Oh. It's seen that it's been quite temperamental. There we are. So it's kind of above, which is why it's off to one side there. But it's definitely within reach currently. A ghost. Spooky specters. Okay, I can probably get you a counter for that, actually. I think ghosts are quite prevalent here. Let's go here. Let's go ghost. Yeah. Basic undead. Ghost. Oh, that's a shit one. That's well shit. I can't. Oh no, it's. Here we go. Look at this spooky guy. I take it you can see that. Yes, he's on the map. You have control. Okay, so that's your action. I believe so, yes. I can tell you that a 2 is a miss. So yeah, a 10 is a miss as well, I'm afraid. All right, that brings us to Dorful. You are in the room, so you are privy to everything that's been happening so far. What would you like to do? It's currently, let's say the ceiling is a good 30 foot and it's just at the lip. So I would say 40 foot is the closest part of it. But this thing is fucking massive. Like it's easily twice the size and twice the brawn of the ones that you encountered in the Sea of Shards. Wow. At who, sorry? The Tlinkali or the at Musasia? All three at Musasia. Okay. Well, shit. The first one misses. The second one misses. The third one is definitely going to hit. Like, a definitely going to hit. Yeah, it's a juicy crit. $17. Okay, nice. Yeah, that seems to basically. So what happens is, as she becomes engulfed in fire, like any other living creature, you would expect them to flinch or scream, but it's like she mentally just takes count of what has happened and who has done it, and she almost just slowly just opens her arms up as the garments that she's wearing begins to sort of incinerate, and she almost looks like a human candle of some sort. So she seems to be burning a lot, like her arms and her dried flesh seems to be burning, but if she is in pain, she seems to be very in control of her faculties and not showing it. But yeah, her physically, it looks like she's definitely taken some damage. Like she's on fire. Anything that's on fire is going to pretty much burn. Nice one. No, 17 was it? It's 20. Nice on Masasir. Okay, yeah, no, that physically that looked like it didn't do her any favors. Is there a bonus action you'd like to do, or a reaction, or? All right, no worries. Well, that brings us to the Baron. Baron, what would you like to do here? Who are you going to tickle up? Oh, I thought I rolled him. He rolled a 2, I'm pretty sure. Okay, yeah, nice. Oh, he rolled a 6. Oh no, well, the first one's an 18, but he rolls a 6. Okay. Okay. Just see if I can bring this guy into the fight. Large Slinklali. Yeah, nice. And he'll be going up here. Yeah. DC 16 dex save. Oh, wow. There, well, you know. She fails. Okay. Okay, that brings us to both the Ifritai. This one, sensing that there's danger, is going to move to the other side, kind of try and sort of, yeah, he's going to get there, but have a bit of a look down the corridor. So actually probably there, but he's looking down the corridor. He's pretty badass, this guy. And so he is going to cast Wall of Fire is what he's thinking he's going to do. And I can... yeah. I will just... Oh. He's going to basically seal them off that. Something like that. And then let me just turn it slightly. He's basically trying to seal her off, but also has a little gap in case anyone needs to get round or what have you. The other one, like I say, this guy here, he is impervious to the fire, but he looks above him, and he is going to cast he is going to cast Reduce on the Tlinkali, thinking that perhaps if it's smaller, it'll be less imposing. And that's what he does. So I'm not familiar with the Reduce because I don't do it much. I has to make a con save, right? So Tlinkali makes a con save. Constitution 16. It actually passes. With a 16. Okay, that's their turns. That would bring us to Finn. Is there anything that Finn is going to do? Oh. Yep. She would have been hanging around with the group, yeah. But like I say, I can't put her in direct harm's way, so she'll always be on the outskirts, unless you have control. Okay, so just, it's difficult. Otherwise, technically he's here, like above you currently. But he's not, he's not behind the wall. So it's, imagine this whole area is a cube, but I can't, I mean, I can put him on top of you, but you guys aren't going to be able to see what's happening. So I just put him off to one side. On the Tlinkali. Oh yeah, that's a big fat fail. That's a massive fail. Oh no, that's a pass. Okay. 5. It seems to like shake its footing somewhat, and from above you just hear as its like pincer-like legs just kind of re-scramble to keep itself suspended above you. And is there anything else that Finn would like to do for a bonus action or reaction? Okay, that brings us to Masasir. Let's see. So as she holds up an empty hand in front of you, this sort of spiritual-looking longsword or perhaps even like a bastard sword, just begins to appear in her palm and just hovers. And she puts her hands together almost as if she's like in a cupped praying motion. And she is looking, and she is going to, she can't move, but she's going to swipe at Carl through the fire with her blade. Okay. No. It's just rolling twice, I don't know why. Okay. I mean, this is the blade that's passing through, but I don't mind doing this. Okay, so 5d8. Yeah, it's pretty close. Okay. She's attacking Carl, the beloved yeah. And so I'm going to roll that now that I've taken the damage for it. So, longsword. Will she have to make a dexterity saving for it for each of her attacks, or what happens there? Right, cool. Okay. So, does Carl take 15? Does a 15 hit Carl? Okay, so he takes 6. Basically the numbers you see there. Apart from radiant, it will be necrotic damage that the sword deals. So it's 7 slashing, plus 6 slashing, plus 17 necrotic, plus 4 necrotic, and then the second attack is 10 plus 12 plus 14 plus 1, but it isn't radiant, it's necrotic. Yeah, that's what I figured. That's good for him. He doesn't take radiant. No, it does necrotic. Oh well. Okay. That is Masasia's turn. She can't move currently this round. The first of each, so 10 and 6. 4 plus 2. Okay. So that brings us to Amarth, unless there's anything else happening. Amarth, what would you like to do? Okay. Which it fails if we're taking the first roll. Is that how the spell works? Is it command or are you doing suggestion? Okay. No. Okay. It begins, it just definitely, whilst it can't really speak per se, it definitely starts looking at the wall of fire and, it's not arguing with you. Okay, that brings us to the Tlenkali. He, you see, it's not dominate monster, it's only a suggestion. But I suppose it's failed its will. What? She Yeah. Okay, so what happens is it drops to the ground. I need everyone in the vicinity to make me a dexterity saving throw, please. And that is also including... it's just the Ifriti. So the Ifriti, let's see. She succeeds, and the Ifriti is on his ass. He's been made aware of the fire, but he's quite big. Yes, he does. I suppose land in the fire, yeah. Cool. That's 17. Okay. Seems to be pretty... The chitinous armor seems to be very much coping with the flames. And it moves forwards and goes to make a strike on Massacier. It has with its longsword. So 20 will hit. It does. It takes 10 damage. Cool. Okay, Rain. What would you like to do? You can't see her, but you can guess that she hasn't moved. Yeah, the Tlinkali basically fills the room now. Very well. So she fails her Constitution save. And so does the Tlinkali, I imagine, at a 12. Okay. As, yes. Right. 20, did you say? As you cast a spell, just as you're about to get it off, Masasir basically throws her hand out as if to kind of defend herself, and the sword that she was holding kind of bursts and basically sucks her into like a small orb of light, and she vanishes, leaving you in a room with a Tlinkali. So his wall of fire, so that still stays. So now I can bring the Tlinkali roughly where he was supposed to be, which is right on top of the Baron. Yeah. Oh, okay. Right. Yeah. And that would bring us, Rain, is there anything else you'd like to do? Lovely stuff. That brings us to Dorful. Dorful, you are facing a scorpion dude. No, it's an area of effect, isn't it? Shake its hand. Yeah. So you're levitating the Tlinkali. What does he have to do? As Constitution, did you say? That's a 13. So literally like a space-walking spider or like some kind of horrific thing from Aliens. You've got this floating chitinous creature flailing around, legs and stinger and swords and chain flapping around in the wind. Very nicely done. Baron. Oh, yeah, it's pretty heavy. I would weigh it in as like it would weigh about 2 horses. So I don't know what a horse weighs, but that's how I imagine it to be. Let me just call up a monster and I'll see how much a horse weighs. Hang on. Horse. Riding horse. Doesn't give me their weight. Yeah, it's a heavy bastard. Yeah, I'd say about 1,000 pounds. Ah. It's too heavy. He can do ballet for a while, for a round. Is there anything else you'd like to do, Dorful? So, Baron Samedi, sorry. Your turn. Okay, nice. Okay, just one moment. Oh yeah, you digging that? Yes, it's thematic, isn't it? DC 16, did you say? That was the Tlinkali Constitution, was it? Dex, my bad, sorry. It's basically crumbled, but it sort of turns into earth, as this is like obviously below ground, like, yeah. It would be stopped by a collapsed wall stroke amalgamation of earth and soil and that sort of thing is what you see. So it was once a wall, like a retaining wall, but that's given way and it's just basically soil in like a slump. You can push it back, but it won't disappear. It'll. If it were to move, let me just move him. He would sort of move to there. Mm-hmm. Viper's Blast, that family favorite. Is a hit. Mm-hmm. Yeah, into the wall. So this poor thing gets basically crumpled like a smashed crab, like smashed up against the thing. And I mean, it doesn't die, but it looks pretty unhappy about being rammed against the wall. Armor class 19. Yeah, that also hits. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say it has to make a dexterity save or fall prone. It fails. So basically because you pushed it up against the wall, it trips on its legs and is basically now prone for 1 round. and has to take its turn to stand up, because you understand what I'm saying. You've pushed it into a wall once, it's dazed. You push it into a wall a second time, it doesn't know what the F is going on, and is now crumpled on the floor. Oh, the wall of fire, I see what you're saying. Yeah, sure, okay. Yeah, so let's do that for that. Let's burn him up. Yeah, let's roll twice there, so it would be the 11. Yeah, I don't know why it does that, but we'll go. I always just go off the first roll. Regardless, if it did 80, I would just go off the first roll. Yeah, so it's 11. Definitely failed. Wow, it does not enjoy that. Okay. That brings us to the Afriti. This Afriti is going to get in on the action, the southern one. So he comes up to join his companion now that the path is clear. And he's going to make an attack. Fuck, these guys are so tough. Oh, attack. Yeah. So let's see what that does. Oh, that just tells you about it. That's great, isn't it? So it makes 2 scimitar attacks. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's say it gets 27 is definitely a hit. So that's 9. That's 15, and 26 is definitely a hit, and that's also 15. That's 30 points of damage. That really messes him the F up. But he's, well, I was going to say still standing, but he's not. He's on the ground still, but he's looking pretty hacked up now. And the second Afriti comes in. He's going to chuck a fire. What's this eternal flame thing? Hurl flame. He is going to hurl 2 flame balls at creature. Hurl flame. So let's say the 26 is a hit, so that's 20 fire, and the 22 is a hit. 26, 40. Yeah, this. Oh, hang on. Okay, it's looking very much on its last legs. Like mucus style kind of blood is just oozing from either the sword wounds or the flaming wounds, and from underneath all its sort of chitinous armor is like a kind of a blood. It's sort of red sometimes, and then sometimes it's like a green. It's just like an amalgamation of, like, imagine stamping on a cockroach or something like that. There's all this mucusy horrid shit coming out of it basically, and it's not looking happy. It looks dazed. It's trying to keep its head from lulling down. You're on the winning streak with this guy. That brings us to Finn. Okay. Wisdom saving throw. Yeah, you're picking all the ones it's really strong at. So it fails that. Okay, how do you want to do this? It is a frickin' goner. You toasted this like a marshmallow. He's down and he is gone. That said, of course, stepping out of a portal behind you, Baron, appears a somewhat injured but yet still determined Massacia. And basically, because I'm a nice DM, that's all she's going to do this round. She looks like she might be casting a spell. Okay, well, like I say, that's all she's going to do. It takes a bit of energy to step back through a portal. That brings us to Amarth. What would you like to do, Amarth? Yes, it was. So yes, you get the warning. With your back turned, you get the warning. Okay. A 13 doesn't hit, unfortunately. Like I say, it I would say, like that in the comparison, it just falls shy. Uh, 23 is a hit. Amarth is so cool. Okay. You hurl it at her, and again, very much like what Dolphil experienced, she obviously now stands this hideous form of half-living, half-cognizant creature combined with this undead lower half aberration. Her hips, you can now see, protrude horrifically, sort of like a starving victim of some kind, and she kind of snarls evilly towards both the Baron and Amarth as you set her on fire. Very nice. Very well. Yeah, I wouldn't stand exactly there. Your character would know that, and I'm going to say because it was July the last time we were... Dolphil had actually identified that trap. You still have your movement, so what I could say is you could do half movement and we can take it to be like a roll. So you could Misty Step there, but then like fall into a tumble, you know? And this bit here is the end of a wall, and this is the end of a wall, and then this is an open part. Yeah, that's it. And that would take all your movement to avoid. Yeah. Yeah, that's good. That's nice and safe. Okay. Is there anything else you'd like to do? Have you got a bonus action, or have you got anything else? Rightio. Now, brings us to Rain. What would you like to do, Rain? You do. Wow, tasty. DC 16. Okay, let's see what she has to offer. Con. She rolls a 19. She doesn't have advantage on saves, no. The Constitution, the first one here is a 19. Underneath where it says Shatter. 19. 10 plus her int, is it? Okay, let's do that one. She has not, yeah, okay. So let me roll, no. So it's a 10, so she would fail that then. Okay. Okay. Nice. Wow. They make her prone, do they? Wow, I see. Right, she is Cronius. Now it's Dorfall. You can still pass through people, but it just takes double movement to pass through someone. Into the kill box. I mean, into the room, yeah. Mario. Oh. Oh yeah, I think I know what you mean. Yeah, Samus. Her name is Samus. Metroid. Oh god, yeah. Yeah, what's his name? Doodle or something, isn't it? Q-Bert, that's it. Nice. Is a miss, I'm afraid. Righto. Is there anything else you'd like to do? Baron. Yep. Yep. That's all good. So Mastasia is currently prone still, but looking a little bit healthier than the last time you saw her, but not by much. It is you, yes, Baron. Does it say what size it manifests as? Like, if it's the size... Well... Yeah, that's... I would say that the Afriti and Rain and Quelandrian would have to make a dexterity save with advantage for stepping out of the way. How does that sound? Oh yeah, so it just kind of rolls over him and he's like, hey, what's this? Dexterity saving throw. Yes, the first one, yeah, so 10. Okay. She seems to be somewhat resilient to your magical onslaught so far, but it definitely is whittling her down. Again, she snarls and she clenches a fist, and she slowly begins to point her finger towards you, Baron. Yeah, currently looks like, well, it's hard to discern what she's doing. She is sort of raising, she's elevating, but obviously this is like 3 seconds at a time, so she's slowly elevating, yeah. They both hit. Okay. She, out of all the spells so far, she seems to really shrug that one off. She's not looking very healthy. I would say yes. Considering you know how absolutely destructive that spell is on living creatures, it doesn't seem to have quite the effect that you're used to on organic creatures. It definitely seems in a bad way. Okay, that brings us to the Ifriti. Having heard the threat on the kind Raj's children, they are determined to finish off Musasir, and both of them charge. Oh, hang on, I better do the 10. Oh, they can fly, so they make it without any troubles. Yeah, why would you walk anywhere? And they move to surround her. The north, she's prone. So basically, I don't mean to make rolls for this, for fuck's sake. So basically, the first Ifriti to the north hacks into her and pretty much beheads her. Her head rolls and kind of her head rolls towards you, Baron, and her eyes look up at you as you look down at her, and she's biting and trying to bite at your feet and your ankles as a last sort of ditch effort of an attack. Her body's already prone, slumps forward, and blood begins to trickle out from her neck like a thick black ichor. And that will, I would say, that would, well, how do we do this? So the other guy doesn't get a chance. That does end combat. But what you notice is as her blood begins to leach out onto the floor, it rolls into this pool here, and the pool rapidly begins to boil and change into this black, thick liquid, like lumps, and the sort of bumps begin to sort of raise, almost like hands, like contorted hands. The Ifriti tries to step out the way. I'm going to give him a chance, but he doesn't have much of a chance. And unfortunately, this Ifriti here gets pulled down into this black, thick ichor. These like vines, as it were, these vines of like black necrotic ichor just begin to like, what's it like, venom, like a symbiote, just begin to like pull at it, and in places it just like his skin starts to slough off as it just gets pulled into the pool below, almost as if it was like her last dying, maybe lair action or something, this Ifriti basically disappears into what was once just a small puddle of blood, but suddenly becomes this void of nothing. Very well done, guys. You spanked her bottom big time. Yes. Her head has this alarming amount of vigor left, and it seems to be mouthing something, but without any lungs or without any kind of ability to project, to use her vocal cords. You're a loss. But she does not seem to be warming to your threat at all, and Yes, congratulations. That's you out of battle. You have managed to successfully attack Rain's sister, or half sister, should we say? To put it correctly. Quite a mysterious and powerful sorcerer of some repute. And unfortunately, you're down an Ifriti. Yes, actually, when it dies, you see it's like a tar, like I say, like an ichor, like a tar. So as its life force escapes its body, the Ifritis are prone to exploding. It's usually quite an enormous, large explosion. But all that happens is basically the top of a great big Icarus bubble kind of just bulges, and then looks like it's about to explode. You can almost see the flames being contained within the very thin membrane, and then slowly just gets pulled down. More ichor begins to sort of thicken and harden around it, and it gets pulled down like a fart in a cinema. Okay, it sort of sits on top and fizzles, and a rancid smell of putrefaction. And if you've ever passed like plague dens and that sort of thing, a really thick, noxious stench comes as it begins to burn and rile, and then eventually you see this black Icarus hand, like talonous, and then another one sort of engulfs it and slowly tries to pull it down to subdue the flames. It basically gets consumed. I mean, you have a connection to the flame, so to the spell, so you have a feeling that it's burning. You are still, what's the word? Concentrating on it. You're still controlling it. So it's not an instantaneous effect, but after about 5 minutes of kind of waiting and sort of, then it would disappear, yeah. Now, I'm gonna get my... Sorry, Baron, what was your question? Sorry. Miss Asia. As you'll remember, she actually left her journal back at the palace, which is what gave you the tip-off that she was going to meet here for a, in inverted commas, family reunion. So she doesn't have a journal which portrays anything. You do notice that she has obviously her scorpion brooch, and And how are you identifying these things? Just with the naked eye? Yeah, I'm trying to reveal them, and I have it on reveal, but it seems, you know how earlier on it was doing that? There we go. Yeah, I was adding it by accident. Okay, so as you are spending 11 minutes doing that, you begin to identify, she seems to be carrying a ring, which definitely glows. Now, the more monetary, lucrative, lucre-orientated of you are definitely drawn to the a few bangles that she has, a very golden, ornate bangles that have like pearl and obsidian orbs in them. That looks like it would definitely fetch a very fair price. Yeah, if anyone wants to roll an appraisal, as it were, or intelligence, I could let you give an inkling as to what that might be worth. Okay. Nice. So with a 7 in intelligence, and unless you're bringing anyone else to sort of appraise it with you, the price currently eludes you, but you would definitely get the impression that it's worth more than 200 gold. Yeah. And the ring is glowing brightly with magical aura, as well as her brooch. It's basically the brooch seems to sort of offer it's not transmutative, it's like a protective. So whether that's divine, I'm not sure. No, it's abjuration, isn't it? So it's like an abjurative kind of power that's emanating from the brooch. And with some time sort of sitting down to analyze it, perhaps you could discern its true abilities. And the ring is pretty much a communal garden ring of protection. I think it's like 16. Oh, shit. It is, yes. It's a standard ring. Okay, so as you pin the brooch onto your personage, as well as being obviously having magically identified it, it seems to almost create a bond, and you feel a sense of protection and almost like a sense of bonding. I'm trying to think how you would feel. So you have memories kind of fill the back of your mind, and you get the impression that these perhaps memories of Musasir when she was alive, and perhaps at a more innocent stage of her life. And you get the vision of her kind of finding this brooch in a tomb, in a sunken tomb, and it giving her the ability to negotiate with the likes of Tlinkali and other kind of like aberrations. Like that's not quite the right word. I don't know what crossbreeds are. I think it is aberrations. So monstrosities. Yeah. So anything like if they're like half insect and they're half humanoid, then you have the ability to converse with them, and almost like it creates a rapport, a bond. They aren't hostile to you. That's what I mean to say. So they're not hostile to you. You also get the sense that your constitution is invigorated. Whilst you don't feel more healthier or like your lungs can take in more oxygen, you feel that if you were to perhaps fall foul to poison or something like that, you have a bolstered immunity to poison. And whilst you wear the brooch, you have a resistance to poison. So this could mean that down the line, you have the ability to be able to summon and command Tlinkali armies or those kind of, as well as being immune, as well as taking less damage from their poison. So yeah, it's a pretty handy thing to have. And like I say, the ring is a ring of protection, and the bangle is some epic loot. Like epic loot. So currently the dust settles. Tlinkali lies dead, slumped in a corner, and the headless corpse of Musasir lies still, untwitching, as the pool of what was once black ichor begins to regain its red luster once more. What you have noticed, actually, is within this room, there's now no floating blood. It's like it all kind of, with the discharge of magic and everything that's happened, it's all been kind of pushed away and like seems to be trickling down the walls. But there seems to be no blood floating in this room now. What would you like to do? Okay. That was it was the burial chamber of a princess whose name escapes me, but it's in the last episode that I posted on YouTube. And you closed her sarcophagus, and the glass that Finn had triggered kind of disappeared, so rendering the room inert. So you could take the long way should you want to, but you are still confronted with this glass here. Okay, very well. Bring yourself to where you'd like to be. So you're joining Amarth. Okay, awesome. Okay, so Baron, as you get to stand in the threshold, I'll reveal this room. It's good. What the hell is going on? Reveal areas. There we go. So whilst it doesn't look like it, this is a much more decorated, small room. Remnants once of perhaps beds or at least very humble kind of cots are sort of strewn in the corners. You guess that they're so old now that they wouldn't be able to take your weight. But what you do notice is that there on the floor is a protective symbol. Some kind of glyph, and now I haven't put it on there, but I'll get you to roll me history, please. Well, you're standing in the threshold, so the only one that sees it is yourself. Maybe Rain, if his eyesight's good. No, you have no idea what that glyph means. Oh, whereas Rain, on the other hand, like cracking his knuckles, quickly identifies the glyph as being an Ankh, which is a mysterious symbol of protection. In one corner, just over, hang on, I'm going to put on the tool. Just in this corner over here is a small little chest of nothing too fancy, although it has a little bit of, it has some copper sort of like lace work, I suppose, some copper lace work going around it to make it look somewhat decorative, but otherwise it's like a dark mahogany box about the size of perhaps 2 shoeboxes stacked on top of each other. And yeah, it seems to catch the Baron's eye because it's closest. So Rain, with your history check being so absolutely awesome, you know that this is the symbol of protection. Do you still have your magical vision up? How long does that last? 10 minutes. Oh, so with your magical vision, there's an aura around the whole room. Basically, I'll draw it because that'll help. That's a nice colour. That's a nice colour. This whole room seems to be protected by some kind of divine magic. whilst the whole rest of the tomb seems to be very oppressive, as you approach, you almost get a sense of relaxation. And what with the beds that were once there and the mysterious chest, you get the impression that this could be a suitable place for yourself to take a rest should you need to. I'd say as Dorfal's there as well now, he's able to see the chest. Let me draw that for you, why not? Let's do it. It's just here. So some kind of sanctified ground. And it's literally thanks to Rain's magic vision that you're able to identify that, and his extensive knowledge of history. So, okay, is there anything you'd like to do? Otherwise, I can just give you a brief summary. You're in a tomb, and currently the only real exit that you're aware of would be the statue. Seems to sort of possess some kind of, like I say, some kind of mysterious mechanism. And yeah, you have this small antechamber here with a mysterious chest in it and a aura of protection. An aura of protection is, being as it's divine, like divination magic, you get the impression that it would do you no harm. It would offer you some kind of protection or protect anything that is within the confines. Are you going to go and touch it and pick it up? Okay, sure. So that's going to probably be an attack roll with advantage with your rapier. Nice, 21. Yeah, you're more than able to flick open the chest. What you do notice is obviously that it hasn't got a padlock. It hasn't got any kind of locking mechanism. You give it a quick little 1-2 with your dexterous blade, and the latch flips up. You were going to what, sorry? Bite the sword. So Dorfal, as you fully walk into the room, you weren't aware of it until you walked into this room. The complete sense of oppressive negativity just kind of seems to sap away. And you almost just feel like yourself. You're almost more at ease with yourself. You can relax more, and it's a good feeling. And it feels like the kind of feeling you haven't had in quite a while now. Okay, what would the rest of you like to do? I see Marth come in. So yes, Raina, as you walk in, you get the same sensation. You get the fear. Let's just say Finn is curious. You get this sensation of being at ease with yourself, and despite having just engaged in battle with a mysterious half-sister who you didn't know you had, you feel relaxed. Again, the Afriti coming to his senses begins to stand guard as he notices that you're beginning to file into the room. You get given your knowledge, like I say, you get the sensation that this would be a good place to rest. It offers, it feels good. And you two now become aware of the chest that has had the latch flipped open. Very well. Well, I know Finn is one for treasure and loot, so she sort of saunters in and makes her way to the back of the room, curious to see who's going to open it. Who is going to open it? Anyone in particular? Are you going to make your Krolundrin do it, or? Yeah, very well. So Finn, being very dubious and on edge as she is, paranoid, some might say, she gestures for Krolundrin to move forwards and open the chest. So Krolundrin, kind of her hunched body seems to sort of block the opening of the chest. Now she doesn't get frazzled, but you do hear her make a gasp, and she goes, and she freezes for a moment, and you think, oh, what the hell? But then she swiftly reaches in to the chest, much more than the depth of the chest would allow. So it's only what's that, 300 mil deep. But she's able to put almost all of her forearm in. She reaches in for something and then pulls out the most delicious smelling roast chicken you've ever seen. It has rosemary and it's not burning her hands, but it's warm and it looks delicious. She basically pulls off a leg and starts devouring the chicken. Again, with her selfish, well, she's not entirely nasty because she's a surface drow. She sort of enjoys a good leg before she realizes that perhaps someone else might want something. She sort of offers it round. She looks back into the box to see if there's anything else. Do you want to take the chicken? Or what do you do? Okay, well, okay, so Martha, as you look in, it's there's like a glowing sort of cyan, almost turquoise light, sort of deep down in the depths of the box, and you can see what looks like two very ornate elven chalices full of a red wine that catch your eye, and definitely you see Krolundrin goes in and just basically audaciously goes and just grabs one and pulls it out, and she starts chugging away, and her eyes just roll in bliss as she basically eats this delicious chicken leg and guzzles down some wine. Raina will say, as you eat the chicken, it is by far the best meal you've had in such a long time, and you feel your strength and your vigor and your vitality coming back to you. And yeah, it seems to be a bountiful supply of seemingly endless. It seems to almost know what you want to eat or drink, and this can't help but have your spirits raised. Is there anything else anyone else would like to do? Somebody fill Wayne in. I'll be back in a minute. I've just got to go AFK for a second. Okay, I'm back. Thanks for your patience. Okay, so I am back. Thank you for your patience there. Yeah, so I see Baron's made his way into the room. You've been debriefed as to what happened there. Okay, yeah. So it has an aura of protection, and basically, as you walk in, you see a ravenous drow chewing a chicken leg and hungrily guzzling on a elven chalice of wine. Her face is covered in the most delicious-looking grease, and the room soon fills with the delicious smell of freshly cooked chicken as she basically keeps looking into the chest that seems to be open in the room. Here, Rain, on the other hand, is holding the rest of the chicken and is also taking sustenance. He also looks like he's having a really nice time enjoying the meal. And Rain, did you take the other glass of wine? He too is enjoying a glass of wine with his charge, with his ward. Oh. Dorful, do you choose to eat anything, or given you don't have to eat? Okay. Alright, so as it stands, you're in the safest room in the tomb so far. What would you like to do as a group? He is, yes. He's obviously standing guard. He's been charged by the Pasha to protect you, so he's on duty. But if you call him in, he kind of sidles in sideways and looks around and he goes, "Oh, is that chicken?" And then Quelandrin just gives this real anime kind of big cheesy grin with like chicken all in her mouth and her teeth, and she nods, and then she carries on finishing the last of the chicken leg. And yeah, so that's where we stand. She is constantly peering into the chest. As she does so, she pulls from within a freshly cut mango, which she is enjoying currently. Yeah, do it with advantage, obviously, because you're both trying to suss it out. Wow, 26. This is definitely magical. Your scientific brain tells you that there is no way, without some magical assistance, that food is able to stay preserved and ripe, or whatever the right word is, preserved for any length of time, especially in an area so riddled with a negative necrotic aura. You have heard of such kind of items before, perhaps that kings and rajas and pashas might own, that are great for like traveling with. So they're small chests with like an enchantment that each day brings a certain amount of food, like a healthy feast that sustains caravans or armies to some degree. And you have an inkling with that amazing roll that this could be something like that. It's definitely magical. So the choice is yours. Trust the food or don't. Yes. So yes. Yeah, I mean, technically rain has resistance to... Sorry. No, everything seems fine. You wait 5 minutes, you wait 10 minutes, and there are no nasty side effects. Okay, so you have a sanctum which provides you some food. The chest itself, whilst somewhat awkward, will also could be portable. Yes, you're tired, you're exhausted, you've used spells, and you face the next puzzle, which presents itself as the statue of Wetwabet. Okay, very well. So between you decide what your plan of action is. I'll be here to help you. Okay, great. That is correct. He did make mention of some plan, but you don't know what his plans are or how long they take to exact. Yep. Okay, nice. As you take that short rest, I think it's a good point to leave it there. I'd like to say congratulations, you're all next level. So I believe that makes you level 8 now. You have... Yeah. Oh, yeah. Strength, yeah, probably. Okay, so you're happy to end it there then? All right, lovely. I will hit